Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm sorry I'm late. I am moving flipping slow this morning. Good night. But we're here. Moving slow, dude. I'm in turtle mode this morning. Hope you guys are doing well. We got another beautiful day for playing some Fallout New Vegas. Continue our playthrough today. Today I think is day 7, yeah. Day 7 of Fallout New Vegas. And we got a banging new gun to get the day popping off with once we get to the gaming stuff. But you know, we got to do what we do first, which is video gaming news for today, August 13th. So let's go ahead and dive in here, man, and take a look at what we got going on for video gaming news for today, all right? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your weekend's been good so far. Let's do this. Go ahead and kill this music. Let's dive into this video gaming news stuff now. Let's see what we got. Davey! What's up, buddy? Thanks, man. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? What are you playing today? Oh, yes. I need lots of that coffee. Let's see here. Is this probably isn't going to show us anything necessarily, right? Yeah, Oh, they do have a trailer for The Last Ronin now. We'll take a look at that. Take a look at that. Starting out with DOS 1, still pushing through. You must be enjoying it enough, dude. Yeah? I know you've had a few issues with it, but you must be enjoying it enough to be keeping up with it. Titan Quest 2 has been announced after 17 years. Speaking of Davey, dude, you just bought the first one, right? Isn't that what you just told me? Titan Quest 2 has been announced after 17 years. Yo, insane. Let's go. Sick. Is that just a coincidence or what, dude? We've talked enough about the PS Plus stuff for this month. We're halfway through. I'm not gonna, touch on that too much more at this point. If people don't know what you're getting for August for PS Plus and Xbox subscription services, I've been kind of covering it almost every single day. It's been out there for quite a while now, about 2 weeks, a little bit more than that. You should know. I actually have like a list of games right here for the majority of the major games releasing this month. Okay. You know what? We haven't even looked into how Atlas Fallen is doing. Let's pull that up. I forgot that had released already. Let's pull that up and take a look. Today, or in 2 days from now, Everspace 2 is full released, yeah. But let's pull up Atlas Fallen and take a look at that this morning, see how that's doing. I will link this list for you guys, okay? That way, because I mean, it covers all platforms. All platforms. We looked at it earlier this month. I've kept it bookmarked in case anybody else would need it or we needed to cover it again. But if you need a list of the major games, and it's a pretty extensive list, then there it is right there. If you need to know the major titles releasing this month, or the most notable titles, I guess. Yeah, we did a lot of quests, dude. I mean, normally whenever I play games, I try to get as many, I try to get my quest log as much as I possibly can. I try to get it taken care of. If I can get if I can figure out how to get quests taken care of, I'll get them done. I don't like having anything left in my quest log by the time I finish a game. So, um, I don't know that we had anything. If we did, it was very minimal by the time we finished Divinity. Yeah. How many hours do we put in that game? Close to 200 maybe. What am I doing? Do I not have Divinity in playthrough complete? What the crap is wrong with me? It was only 130 hours for this. 130 hours though. Yeah. So it was a good chunk of time. And we what we got, I don't know, roughly 31 of the achievements done. Just, blind. Yeah. It's a large game, right? It is a large game. There are a lot of different areas that you can go to, and yeah, I mean, I think the thing is that is traditionally, that's a CRPG type model. That's the way traditionally, the CRPG genre of game has kind of worked. It's never been a genre that's been real straightforward as far as quest lines go. Some of them are, but quite often you get a lot of quests concurrently, and it's not always, or very often anyways, just something that's ever been. It makes you have to really search to figure out how to get them taken care of. Pay attention to details, uh, within the text and the dialogue, and that way you know areas of where you should be going to figure out where to get them taken care of, and that's just the way CRPGs have always kind of been developed. So Divinity is not alone in that you know aspect of its development and its incorporation of the way that its quest lines work and stuff. Most CRPGs are that way. It just is. So, um, people that have played CRPGs for you know at least an amount of their gaming experience, I guess it's just something that you understand. But if CRPGs aren't something that you normally dive into, then it could be. I can absolutely understand how it could be something that you'd be like, why is it like this? Whenever so many other games don't tend to make it quite as an obscure thing for you to figure out how to get so many quests taken care of. Yeah. At the very least, what they'll quite often do is like show you a map marker, or you know what I mean? And CRPGs aren't usually like that. It's just if you figure it out, you figure it out. So, yeah, I understand how it can be a bit off-putting for some people. I don't know. I think it just comes down to like what you're comfortable with, probably what you're even more used to in gaming as well. And CRPGs are just they're a genre that's known to be like that, right? So I don't know. Um, I think what it is like more of that idea that if you were in the world yourself as a role playing game, you wouldn't necessarily have something like a quest marker on a map you would pull out that would go, you need to go here. You know, I think that's why they've traditionally done it that way, and so it's been an aim at trying to make things a bit more realistic as far as experiencing the role playing of the game and everything. You know, that's at least what my take would be on it. Yeah. But there are always those occasions too where you might undertake a quest that you can't finish because certain things happen in the world. You know, there are those kinds of things that happen too. Or, you know, in the process of trying to get a quest done, somebody dies that wasn't supposed to die. Those kinds of things happen, you know. Which, you know, a lot of people in games are about the save scumming of it, so they'll just kind of save scum and do it over again. And you know, for me, it depends. I'm not real big on save scumming. I kind of try to tend to progress the way the game has unfolded, but it just depends on the scenario and everything too, you know. 5 Assassin's Creed games are available for free for a limited time. Now, are we talking free, or you can play them for a limited amount of time? We'll see. We'll see. It looks like Xbox is rolling out Diablo 4 bundles. That shouldn't really be a surprise either. But that's quick. Which I mean, they've had a lot of time to start working on getting that to be a thing with the how long this acquisition's been taking and everything too. Dude, I've covered this for like the past 3 days. Just know there's a really good deal out there for PC gamers for a Resident Evil bundle. It's like the first 3 games are the remakes, not the fourth one, unfortunately. But the first 3 games are remakes. You get Biohazard, you get The Village, you get I think it's about what 11 games. Yep, 11 games all together, and it's $35 total, and they're all Steam keys. It's a really good bundle, dude, over there on Humble. I've covered it like the past 3 days. I'm not going to dive back into it today, but know it's out there on Humble Bundle. It's a very good site. It's a very good organization. Basically, every purchase that's made on their site, a portion of it goes to charity, and you can actually select what charities that are a part of Humble Bundle that you can give to for your particular purchase and stuff like that. It's a cool site, cool organization, and that's a pretty good bundle right there. It really is. We already know this. Basically, what you need to know about Starfield. Okay. Oh my gosh! No. Sorry, my headset fell. um, the TLDR here is that Starfield is like roughly 120 gigs. It's a pretty large game. 120 gigabytes of storage. I think it's actually closer to like 122 gigabytes of storage. So be prepared for needing that much storage space. Um, the preload is already available for the game. If you were interested in that, it's already available. It will be on Game Pass day one. And which is why Game Pass has become more expensive here lately. Let's be fair. We've covered that. Xbox and Microsoft haven't had a whole lot of reason to increase prices for Game Pass based on their releases over the past year and a half, really. You know, it definitely wasn't Redfall, right? But Starfield is a big release for them. And they know there are going to be a lot of people buying into the subscription service. So that's why they increased the price right now. And if you're buying into an edition of the game that allows you early access, which I personally am not a fan of. I think it's a really scummy tactic in the industry to try to get people to buy as much into a product early as possible when people actually don't know whether that game's going to be good, perform well, anything like that. But if you did buy into it early or you're planning on buying into it early, you will be able to start playing this game about 6 days early or 5 days early on September 1st when the release date is September 6th. That's what you need to know. Cool? So we don't need to access this article. I got your knowledge. All right. That's what it is. Amazon Prime, we free games for this month we haven't covered in a while. I'll pull that up real quick. Looks like GameStop's running a buy two get one free sale right now. Just know that if you're interested. Not a big supporter of GameStop, but I am a supporter of people getting the best possible deal they can to enjoy the world of video games. And if that means you need to get to a GameStop to get some software, get a better deal on software, by all means, do what you need to do. And just know they're running a buy two get one free sale for Switch, PS5, and Xbox titles. Okay, so go check it out if you're interested. Oh, really? The Pokemon Company's COO addresses the possibility of slowing down game releases. Interesting. Good. Look, I mean, coming from myself, dude, let's get this death counter off of here, you know? Sorry, guys. My bad. You know, I've talked. Pokemon's one of those games I bring up quite often that feels like they just so many games all the time. You know, I don't know how you really get hyped about them anymore. I think there's and there are many series that are like that, right? There are many of them that are like that. From many different developers too, where it's just it seems like they're not as worried about getting the best quality content and experience they can into a game and letting people get hyped up, a little bit of anticipation underneath the game before it releases every maybe 2 to 3 years at least, where they're pumping out like every single year, you know. And I don't know how people get hyped about those series anymore, you know. Pokemon's one of those games, those series that I've brought up here recently in regards to just flat out. I mean, I quit being able to keep up with it a long time ago. It's just too much. They just release it too often. And honestly, I think it would work much better in like a live service space, but that wouldn't be as lucrative for them. And I know that's why they won't do it. I mean, it could be if they did it right. And not only that, but dude, I think that they're getting very, very, very uncreative, unoriginal, really, with these Pokemon now that they're coming out with. The new Pokemon are like, I don't know. They're the imagination behind these Pokemon is. I was actually memeing about it the other day in an article we found. It's just seeming like they're having a really difficult time coming up with interesting new Pokemon at this point. And I mean, I could understand to an extent why. You know, they've how many are there now total? It's just so there's a lot. But we're talking like they got Pokemon that look like they're motorcycles, and they got now they got what we got teapot Pokemon come out. You know, it's like I don't know. I mean, there's always been some weirdness to it, but it's just it does feel like they're losing a little bit of that creativity on the side of developing some of these Pokemon to an extent, and so I think this is going to be a good move if they can adopt this idea, the sentiment throughout the corporation, and go, yo, let's scale back a little bit, or not scale back, but let's quit pumping these out as fast and focus more on the quality of the game. You know, of the games we're pushing out, bigger, better quality. You know, I think that would be a really good thing for Pokemon, honestly. Coming from somebody that, you know, I was a big Pokemon fan when I was younger. Pokemon Red, owned Pokemon Red on the old Game Boy, you know. Um so we'll take a look at this and see. I think this would be a great move. A great move. Party members die a lot. Yeah. I mean, we played on the hardest difficulty too, bro. So yeah. Yeah. We definitely had to do like I mean, you're just referring to like getting knocked out of battle and stuff, right? That's what you mean. Not like permadeath or anything, correct? Just like getting knocked out of battle and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we played on the hardest difficulty, tactician difficulty. So, oh, bro, we bought all kinds of stuff. Dude, where's Pinky at? Pinky was actually more of our like shop runner, because Pinky and I co-opted it, right? We played it together here in the stream, and I mean, we were both always going to town and stuff, but you know, Pinky was a bit more of the shop runner for our group than I was. But there are certain things in the game that are very, very lucrative for you to be able to sell and get money, and then use that money to in turn buy better equipment, things like that for your characters. Paintings are one. I remember paintings were very, very lucrative from the get go. So anytime you can yoink paintings, dude, yoink paintings and sell them off. That way you can buy more things for your party. You'll find the more you play the game, the more you'll become accustomed. There's a few different locations in the world that you can fast travel between and stuff, where there's some really good like merchants. And the more you progress and level up, and the better stuff they start selling and everything too. I think it's all based on your character's level and everything. Yeah, basically, dude. You can even what was it that Pinky was crafting? Crafting can be very lucrative too. Pinky was our crafter also, and I was helping. Like there were certain things that he could craft, and we were always on the lookout for these specific items. And what was it like? There was some kind of he needed like fiber or cloth or something. He was crafting something, dude. I don't remember. It's been a little bit now, but he could basically craft these things, sell them to merchants for like a really big markup over what it would cost to actually even craft them ourselves. So you just have to pay attention to that kind of thing, you know. But yeah, selling your loot. And you should, anytime you're about to loot something, it should show you roughly what it's worth when you're about to loot it. But dude, paintings are insanely nice loot. So just yoink paintings all the time, dude. But you should be able to sell just about anything. It might be kind of merchant dependent. Sometimes you'll have like weapons merchants, equipment merchants, so like. But I think most of the merchants in the game will buy just about anything, if I remember correctly. THQ Nordic Showcase. Let's just have a bit of a summary there, a wrap up. Yeah, for sure, buddy. Sorry, man. It's been a little bit since I played it, so I'm trying to trying to remember the best I can. You know. Switch sale gives you horror games for $1 each. These are probably they might be talking about Limbo and Inside. Those aren't horror necessarily. I mean, they're like horror-esque, in my opinion, I guess. We already talked about South Park, new South Park game coming. Nintendo Insider teases major new Mario game for Switch 2. Is that a surprise? That the new Nintendo console would release with a Mario game? I don't think so. Steam Deal makes 8 games just $1.25 each. We'll see what those are. We already talked about this. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The things you need to know right now. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It will be on previous gen consoles, Xbox One and PS4, like this says. It is going to release on November 10th. And because of the contract that Activision Blizzard is still under with PlayStation, and the fact also that Activision Blizzard has not been outright purchased by Microsoft yet, means that this game is going to continue to release in a state that the beta, which I think is going to happen in October. I don't think there are definitive dates yet, but in October, there will be a few different like beta weekends. And the first beta to happen will be PlayStation exclusive. And this will probably be the last time this ever happens because of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. So that's what you need to know right now. We've covered a lot of this. If anything new comes out, we'll cover it. But that's basically what you need to know about Modern Warfare 3 right now. Liza P has gone gold. I love gold. I hope this game's good. Yeah, basically, Psycho. What's up, buddy? Liza P has gone gold. So if you don't know what that means that it would take something significantly, basically catastrophic, to delay this game at this point. That means this game is being printed, boxed, and shipped. Okay? All for the next 3 days. Oh my glob, dude. Nice. That's awesome. Sick, man. GG's. So basically what they're going to be doing now is like the version of the game that they have it at right now is being shipped. And what the developer is going to be doing at this point is creating a day 1, day 2 patched version of the game or whatever, right? That's what they're going to be focusing on, making sure that any bugs that didn't get fixed on the version that's being pushed out now and printed and shipped and everything will be addressed in this like day 1 patch or whatever. That's kind of what going gold is essentially. But it does mean this game is on schedule for release. Its release date Was it September? What is it? September 10th or something? No, is it later in the month? It's later in the month, huh? It's like September 20th something. What is it? 19th? Yeah, September 19th. So, that's what you need to know. I'm not going to be playing this game on release. I've been covering this game for a long time because I am really, really intrigued by the story behind this. Um, the story of Pinocchio. It's the dark fairy tale. It's not the what Disney has turned all the fairy tales into and stuff like that. It's a Souls-like game, so that's very interesting. But I am for a game like this, I'm going to need to see what people are saying about it before I decide whether I want to jump into it or not. So we'll see. But it is a very interesting premise for a game. It's something I've been looking at for a long time, and now we know that it is in fact going to release on time. Cool. Look at our other search. Modern Warfare 3 game code that has been found in the PlayStation database suggests that this year's title is nothing more than Modern Warfare 2 DLC. Suggests. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I already talked about that. Really excited about the last run, and I hope they do a good job with it. Talked about the new South Park game yesterday. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC trailer confirms returning starter Pokemon. Interesting. Okay. We'll put that with the other Pokemon. Where is that? There we go. We'll read the Pokemon stuff in conjunction there. PS5 sale makes one of the best games of all time just $3.24 US. We'll see what that is. Bro, Super Mario Brothers and the iconic game and its one-up trick. Are they talking about the turtle trick on the stairs? And what world was that? Like World 4 or something? There was a turtle that if you hit it just right, when you jumped on the stairs, Mario would just be stuck in a loop, a repetitive loop of just bopping on top of this turtle on these stairs. And you would rack up a bunch of points the more he hit on top of that turtle. If you don't know what I'm talking about. And it would get to a point where you'd rack up so many points you'd start getting extra lives. And that might be what they're talking about. And then you could just basically get infinite lives. But it was a weird thing because if you let it go for too long, it would almost bug out the game to where it would like end your run. It was weird. Oh, you worked 6 12s in a row? Then yeah, dude, you need those 3 days off. D4 community left puzzled as Blizzard dungeon designers struggle to beat a dungeon. What do you do if the devs can't even play their own game properly? Well, this is just their opportunity to incorporate pay to win in Diablo now, right? Blizzard's just setting themselves up for success, right? I mean, come on. We all know how this works. All right, let's stick with this. First of all, what I want to do is pull up some reviews right now of Atlas Fallen. No way. No way, bro. I know. All right. What do you guys think? Is this game going to be good? It's had 3 days now. Look, I was sketched about this game. I know there were people that were interested in this. There were people that were interested in this. They thought it looked good. This is the same. Deck 13 is the same developer behind games like The Surge, which were, I think, consensus okay. People thought they were decent. The Surge 1, not as good as Surge 2, and neither one were like mind blowing or anything. But you know, the game, and I haven't seen what reviews have to say yet. So we'll take a beat here. We'll dive into this, okay? But you know what this game was reminding me of, gameplay wise, and just everything about it? Forspoken. The corn face. Thanks, bro. I said this previously in a couple of other video gaming news segments. There wasn't a lot here that was really piquing my interest. There was an amount of similarities here to Forspoken. Not the same developer, so that didn't necessarily mean anything. Because definitely not the same developer. But I think because of what Forspoken was and how it performed, that was one of the things that kind of turned me off about this. But I don't know. I know there were people that were interested, and it doesn't look like it's doing very good right now. Only the host can fast travel. Nice. As a playtester of this game, so this is a positive recommended 18.4 hours right now. Let's listen to this. As a playtester of this game, I have mixed feelings. I love the game overall. It's generally a great time. A good old action adventure video game, nothing more or less. I love the exploration, the overall combat, when it functions correctly. That's rough. The main part of what this game is, it's an action combat game. So if it has issues with functioning correctly, that's not good. Can pack a punch and feel really nice. Graphics are lovely. The lore is decent. And searching for all the collectibles is always a blast. What bothers me is we playtest these games and give proper feedback. The devs ignore said feedback, which is one of the reasons that Larian is doing so well right now with Baldur's Gate 3. They put Baldur's Gate 3, we've talked about that a lot here lately. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that's been in early access since 2020, almost 3 years now. And they did, in fact, listen to the community, to the feedback they received in early access. And they've obviously turned Baldur's Gate 3, which is definitely a different genre than Atlas Fallen is, right? But they have, it shows that they've listened to the community and they've done a great job with that game, right? Then it becomes the number one complaint players have when the game releases because they ignored the feedback they got. Being the devs of Atlas Fallen here, right? World feels empty is what I wrote on nearly every single one of my daily feedback forums. If players are going more than 30 seconds without enemies in an open world such as this, it's going to be an issue, and voila, there it is. Why this wasn't taken into consideration and or addressed is honestly beyond me. Also, the hitboxes on some of the enemies' bosses are absolutely insane. They can knock you a mile away. Yet you have to be literally in their face to make a hit count. What's with the constant respawning of ads? It's more of a nuisance than beneficial for adding up momentum power. Can't help but feel as though the ball was dropped. Had they listened to feedback and made the needed changes, the game wouldn't have released this way. The reviews wouldn't be as mixed as they are. It feels as though very little was changed since we play tested it. Had so much potential to be huge. Devs, please listen to playtesters. We know what we are talking about when it comes to games. Okay, so here's the thing, though. Devs have to sift through a lot of crap, too. We'll talk about that in a moment. We play them every single day. Some of us do this as an actual job for many studios. We need you to trust in us. That is why you hired us. So if they are, in fact, hiring play testers, they do need to listen to the play testers. If they're letting people publicly play test a game, they have a lot of crap to sift through. And what they have to do is they have to determine how much of the feedback is coming back as being reported across the majority of the playtesters, right? If you get, I would say, like anywhere from like 30% of a playtesting player base reporting the same kind of things that need to be addressed in a game, at the very least 30% of them reporting 25 to 30% or above, it's something you absolutely need to be considering taking a hard look at. 50 or above is an absolute. 50% or above of a playtesting community reporting on something is absolutely something you must address. You have to take a hard look at doing what you can to address what they're reporting on. Any kind of issue that's like 25% of the population or above, I think you have to take a hard look at whether or not it's going to be beneficial. And I think that it does happen all too often where devs just, they're like, oh yeah, we want you to try the game, take a look, give us your feedback, and they don't take any of the feedback into consideration. And it's not an easy thing because they do have a lot of people that are just they're gonna have a lot of, if it's a public playtesting kind of situation, they're gonna have people that don't provide feedback that should. They're gonna have people that are just Karens that provide crap feedback. Nothing is gonna be good enough for them, and it doesn't matter what they're gonna complain about everything. And then you've got to sift through all the data and find the things that are reported the most concurrently across all that player base, right? It's not easy, but it can be significantly beneficial to take that data and use it to your advantage as a developer, and not nearly enough developers do it. We've seen plenty of examples of how it can be hugely beneficial, and also examples of how devs have failed to use that data. This potentially is one of them, according to this review, right? This is another thing I talk about a lot. In any kind of game that has like an open world environment, open world needs to be engaging. It can't just be open for the sake of being an open world and be boring. That doesn't work. The game needs to be engaging. It needs to have things to do everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, everything you do, it needs to be interesting. It needs to have things to keep you engaged in something, whether it be enemies or, side quest stuff, main quest stuff, searching for particular things, looking for secrets, the environment being different from biome to biome. I mean, you name it. You know what I mean? There are all kinds of ways to do it, but there are a lot of ways to fail as well. And there's so many games that have gotten to this rut of just going, open world games is what we need to do, but they don't understand the underlying concept of why open world games are so good. And so they just make a big, empty, open world game where there's no point in it for them because they didn't do anything nice with it. It's just boring. And it just wastes a lot of the gamer's time by going and searching for a bunch of stuff that you think is going to be there, and there's nothing there. And that sucks. There's no point in that. So let's go look at Metacritic real quick. It's not looking good, man. Not as bad as it is on Steam. 72 Metascore and a 7.2 user score. This is matching up across professional reviews and user scores at this point. It's not as bad review-wise as it is on Steam. Yeah, this is kind of what my thought was here too. And we've got a prominent member of our community in Tinwin who is actually has enjoyed the Surge games quite a bit. But I mean, if you look at the consensus reviews across the Surge games, they're not a game that's going to like blow you away or anything. And so I've considered like throwing them into the schedule at some point, maybe if I could find time, but I just don't see those as being games that are just going to be worth playing over a lot of the other titles that we have backlogged. I just don't. And that's what my kind of initial impression about this game before it released as well was like, well, I always want to see developers improve and progress and everything, and your hope is that is what happens. But when they have a track record of a certain amount of quality in their games, you expect that quality, right? And until they show you they can do different, there's no point in expecting anything different from them. And I think that's exactly what we got here, is what was to be expected from them, from this developer. And that's what this review is from the guys that made the Surge. That kind of gives you an indication of the quality of the game. In short, this isn't a game you'd want to check out or pay $60 for. It is, however, cheaper on the PC, but I'd say it's still not worth the asking price. If you're looking for a high-quality, polished, and overall game that is fun to play, this isn't it mostly. For the very first hours, I was skipping the dialogue because of how it was presented and what poorly implemented ideas were chosen to unravel the plot. Not only is the story executed in such a low-quality way, it's like the writers had an idea but didn't bother to make their ideas look good. This game does have an incredible sense of scale, but the actual graphics are like looking at a 480p image. I was playing at the highest settings. This game looks like crap. Pretty sure this game is lying about running at 60 frames. Oh, they didn't even try to run it in like an overlay or to see what kind of frames they were getting. I'm not blind, but I can see when triple buffered VSync hasn't been implemented correctly or when frame rate inconsistencies are on screen. Like you can't review about this and say that the frames aren't performing well in a game if you're not going to run any kind of overlay and test it yourself. That's not fair. That's not fair. So you can say, oh, well, I can tell it's not working. I can tell the same thing too. But if you're not going to run an overlay and give definitive data about it, then you can't report that either. The Fledge engine is a piece of something. For the love of all things, just use Unreal Engine. Even Unity engine looks better. This game would only be acceptable if it was released on PS3 or early days of the PS4. This is a next-gen game by the Pope. With all the tech and fewer barriers to hit, how does this game not look like it's a CGI trailer? It's baffling. Anyway, what's good about the game? RPG elements, it's not the worst I've seen. Some sound design isn't bad, too. It's not stellar. Combat is lower, flashy combat, which I guess works. Say the sand traversal, but as a developer, I know it's a gimmick sprint system with no physics-based momentum. Rating, visuals 5 out of 10, average not great. Gameplay 5 out of 10, can be fun, but everything else kind of ruins it here and there. It's not immersive or personal enough. Story, no rating. I skipped dialogue, did not care about any of the plot points. Characters, 5 out of 10. There are some characters, yeah. Well, to be fair, if you're not going to be engaged in the story at all, then it's going to be hard for you to have a sense of how deep the character lore is or character narrative or anything either, dude. So I'm not going to take your review on that. Polish, 4 out of 10. Game is not polished. No point do the devs think, maybe let's make the cutscenes better, or fix the frame rate issue, or at least add some good lighting, or even before they started developing this game, think real hard about the engine they were going to use. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I think that what the you're probably going to get out of this game here is some people might enjoy it enough, but it might not be worth what you would have to pay for it right now. What are they asking for this game? $50. Probably not. Probably not. It looks like it's got some issues right now too, performance wise, maybe. So I think that this I think the reviews are kind of showing that if you are interested in playing, I don't even know if it's on any subscription services, but if it is, that's probably your best bet. Just play it on a subscription service. Yeah, I don't think it's even close to being worth $50. Being close to worth something like Remnant 2, I don't see that personally. So if you are going to play the game, just be prepared for the fact that it's definitely not going to be anything that's mind blowing. It's probably going to have maybe some things that you find to be kind of entertaining, and then you probably have some things in there that you find to be very, very bland and unengaging. So I quite often talk like Metacritic. You know, if the reviews from users and critics alike are lining up pretty well, and you're somewhere in like the high 60s to low 70s, it's a game that's probably not going to be super great. You might get a little bit of entertainment out of it, and that's where that game sits. Don't expect a lot. I wouldn't expect a lot out of that if you're planning on playing it. But if you're interested, I mean, you do you. That's just my approach to that. My advice. PS5 sale makes one of the best games of all time just $3.24. PlayStation Store designing. Dude, Blizzard is a hot flipping mess, bro. I mean, come on, dude. And don't get me wrong. I mean, look, I love difficult design choices and stuff, but I think it's important that like you show off the difficulty as well. But I don't know. Let's read the rest to see what's going on. Blizzard released an adventure with a dev video about the Belfry Zakara dungeon on August 12th, uploaded to the official Diablo channel. The video hosts include senior dungeon designer Denny McMurray and associate designer Josie Meyer, who played through the zone while discussing their work on the title and the importance of the dungeon design, from the layout of an area to its theme. However, things went downhill as viewers pointed out McMurray didn't seem to know how to play their character properly. No way, bro. With key resources like Fury going unspent and instead opting to lunge at enemies, which isn't the most optimal play for clearing dungeon mobs. Well, the comment section of the video quickly filled with players echoing this sentiment, with some going so far as to say Blizzard was beyond saving if members of their own dungeon design and development team struggled to play the game. Discussion continued on the game's subreddit, where one user noted the skill level of a dungeon designer shouldn't be a reflection of the company or the position. Most workplaces function at a know your job, let other people do theirs, said the user, which is commonplace not just in the gaming industry, but across the workforce as a whole. Other community members weren't convinced, with responders pinning the blame squarely on the PR department. If anything, Blizzard doesn't know how the community thinks about them. As a whole, however, people were unimpressed with the lack of game knowledge from the Diablo developers. This is painful to watch, said one viewer, pointing out the duo hosts were vastly overleveled for the dungeon, and despite possessing numerous health potions, still found a way to die. Yeah, that's the bad part. This is I'll talk about this. Hold on. Another community member linked a similar dev discussion video with Ryota Suzuki, who designed Final Fantasy XVI's combat system, defeating a high-level boss with an underpowered character and making it seem like it's child's play. It's a stark contrast to Blizzard's video, where the devs are at level 50, playing a World Tier 1, which is the lowest difficulty in D4, with one still dying to mobs. Yeah. So, that is an issue. That is an issue. If you're going to be... There's nothing wrong with difficult game development decisions. But if you're going to be showcasing the game, you want to make sure that the people you're going to have showcasing the game, especially part of your development team, know what the crap they're doing. Yeah. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. You can't tell me that there weren't some other people that were part of the development teams that are more adequately prepared knowledge-wise to play this game, right? But they went with the people that were probably at the top, like the top of the totem pole, probably, in these areas. Be like, we'll show you off because you're the lead of this section or whatever. You get to play the game, and whatever. But it's not a good look. It really isn't. To be like, you're the head of this department that helped make this part of the game or whatever, and you literally have no idea what the game is about or how to play it or what this area. It's not a great look. It's not a great look. I do understand that, like, just because you're part of a development team doesn't mean that you are going to be like a top level proficient player of the game either. That's not what that needs to mean. But the thing is, it is a PR thing. It's a you want, if you're going to put out this kind of content, you want people that are part of your company that showcase they know what they're doing, not people that showcase they have no idea what they're doing when they're actually part of the creative process of the game and everything. It's just a better look. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC trailer confirms returning starter Pokemon. Several new attacks were also shown off. What is this? What is this? It's a sick beard. I think it's supposed to look like a cloud, but a new, large number of returning starter Pokemon. The trailer was shown during the finals of the 2023 Pokemon World Championships from Yokohama, Japan. Game Freak confirmed that all missing starter Pokemon from across the generations would be returning to the game. The hidden treasure of Area Zero is made up of 2 parts. The Teal Mask, which releases in September, and the Indigo Disc, which is scheduled for winter of 2023. It appears that the missing starters, that being Chespin, Scorbunny, Chimchar, Totodile, Squirtle, Tepig, Snivy, Rowlet, Trico, Mudkip, Finnegan will be encounterable in the wild as part of the Indigo Disc. These Pokemon will also be transferable to the game if you caught them in previous generations. This can be done via Pokemon Home. Let's see this. It's old Balloon Head. Sorry. So that's a giraffe with a cloud on its head that they called a dragon. Somebody was like, man, giraffes are tall. And then somebody else was like, yeah, they seem so tall that, like, they could touch clouds. And then the other guy was like, oh my god, yeah, we can make a new Pokemon. It will be like a giraffe with a cloud on its head, and we'll just make it like a dragon type. This is how they come up with their new Pokemon, by the way. They're just running out of ideas, dude. The trailer also showed off several new moves that will be added to the game as part of the DLC. Psychic Noise, which is used by Gardevoir during the trailer, deals damage and prevents the target from healing on the next turn, potentially making it a hugely powerful move in the competitive scene. The next move, Upper Hand, strikes before the target's Pokemon priority move. This means that regardless of the speed stat of each Pokemon, Upper Hand should go first. Thunderclap, which is used by Raging Bolt, a new version of Raikou, strikes ahead of the target's next attack. Finally, Tachyon Cutter is a new move guaranteed to hit twice in a row. All right. Cool. Next, the Pokemon Company COO addresses possibility of slowing down game releases. I think that makes sense for them. Pokemon Company's COO has stated the company is having conversations about how to ensure the future Pokemon games are quality products while being released on a regular release schedule. I'm glad you liked that, dude. Yeah. I guess I'm just a comedian this morning, dude. I don't know. At the Pokemon World Championships in Yokohama, Japan, comicbook.com had the opportunity to participate in a group interview with Takato Utsunomiya, the chief operating officer of the Pokemon Company. While the interview was limited to overall questions about the brand as opposed to specifics about the game or anime, comicbook.com did ask whether there was a specific schedule that the Pokemon brand was beholden to when it came to release of new Pokemon games. Yeah, yeah. I've been working on that one for a while, dude. It works pretty well. I use it a lot. Whenever something just seems ridiculous, for some reason that voice just kind of comes out, you know? I don't know. When something seems just really, really ridiculous, that's the voice to be used for me for some reason. I don't know why. It just happens. I think in general, if you look at the past, the path we've taken up until now has been this constant release, always regularly releasing products, on a fairly fixed kind of cadence, you might say. Utsunomiya responded via a translator, always having these products able to be introduced and new experiences for our customers. That's how we've operated up until now. I think we're still operating in that way, but there's more and more conversations as the development environments change about how we can continue to do this while making sure that we're ensuring really quality products are also being introduced. See, this is what I've been talking about. I talk about this a lot. Whether it be something like Pokemon or Assassin's Creed or any of these other, IPs that just get pushed out non-stop, just yearly basis. It's like, I mean, I can see how I don't see how people can get hyped about them anymore. And I can also see how if they were to chill out a little bit, spread the releases out to being like every 2.5 to 3 years. Could you imagine the amount of quality they would be able to, the content, they would be able to get into these products at that point, instead of it being such a consistent, constant push for basically the same thing, just reskinned. You know what I mean? It seems like these games would be able to evolve at a better kind of experience, you know what I mean? Instead of just being, well, here's another one. Here's another one. When really there's not a whole lot. Pokemon has done some new stuff here recently, but and not like Assassin's Creed hasn't either or anything, but I think that if you were to bring in everybody that were working on all these concurrent projects, because they've got to work on, we know for a fact Assassin's Creed's working on like 11 projects, all the way around right now, and that like Game Freak's got to have a ton of concurrent projects for them to be releasing mainline games on a yearly basis. And that's not including spin-offs. They've got to have a massive amount of resources at their disposal working on concurrent projects. If they were to like consolidate an amount of that, not work on so much at the same time, and really try and get a majority of those just pumping out good quality content, maybe we wouldn't end up with cloud-headed giraffes as dragons. I don't know. It seems like the Pokemon side of things, dude, is getting the creative process is getting bleak, man. On some of these, like, not that there haven't always been some like wild, weird creatures in the Pokemon world and stuff, but man, it's like Now we've got Pokemon that look like a motorcycle that you ride around, and now we got teapots that are coming to life. It's like it's turning into like, I don't know, some kind of flipping, like, are we in Beauty and the Beast? Disney's Beauty and the Beast. All the dishes are coming to life. They're actually like Pokemon. I don't know what's happening, dude. It's weird, you know. But if people didn't like it, people wouldn't still buy it. But I think this is a good move by them. I think toning it down, taking a step back, and taking a look at how they might be able to get better content out at maybe a little bit slower pace, I think it gives people more of an opportunity to get hyped about a game rather than just being so blinded by how often can we release to make as much money as possible. I think that's important for a franchise like this moving forward, honestly, too. Utsunomiya's response was the closest we may get to an acknowledgement about the issues faced by Scarlet and Violet, which has faced significant technical issues post-release. The games have required several significant patches since its release, which has marred what has otherwise been a top-selling game for the franchise. Yeah, this was, I think, and has been the lowest rated Pokemon game ever released, I think. Mainline Pokemon game ever released. Because it did have a lot of technical issues on release. And it's probably made them really talk internally about, what they need to do to rectify those kinds of issues, make sure it doesn't happen moving forward. And that probably means slowing down a little bit. Amazon Prime gives away 8 PC games for free in August. During the entire month of August, Amazon is offering. Why is this the picture of this? What? Anyways, during the entire month of August, Amazon is offering a fantastic deal for Prime members. You can receive 8 PC games and various in-game items for free. If you're not familiar with Prime Gaming, that's what that is. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription or you're thinking about getting one, what comes along with Amazon Prime is Prime Gaming. And you get free PC games each month, and they collaborate with many other developers and publishers in the gaming industry to get you free in-game loot and items. It can be in-game currency, it can be cosmetics, all kinds of stuff. They collaborate with Riot, so you get all kinds of League of Legends stuff, Teamfight Tactics stuff, Warframe, which isn't Riot, but I'm moving on to other developers. Lost Ark, which they do publish here in the West. I mean, you name it. There's all kinds of games that they collaborate with for in-game loot. So, even if you're not currently a member, you can sign up for a free 30-day Prime trial and take advantage of this offer. There's always ways to find free trials of like Amazon Prime, right? Once the trial is over, you have the option to continue with a Prime subscription or cancel. Formerly known as Twitch, Prime Gaming is now the platform where Amazon Prime members can access free games every month. There's a website version, there's a desktop version. With the free games you get, a lot of them will be located on the Prime Gaming site. Sometimes they will be GOG keys as well, though, which is good old games, okay? And that's a cool platform. It's a good platform. So think Steam, but not Steam, right? It's a PC gaming platform. It's actually owned by CDPR, and I promote it quite often, not because I'm a big fan of CDPR, but because it's DRM free, which means that you don't have to have an active internet connection to play games that you own on that platform as long as you already have them downloaded and installed, which is fantastic in today's day and age where DRM free stuff is very rare, okay? Get to the meat here. For the month of August, Amazon is giving away a total of 9 free games exclusively for PC users. Some of the highlighted games include Payday 2, which is a banger. This was given away on Epic here recently as well, where players can experience the thrill of executing heists with friends. Farming Simulator 19, Blade Assault, Quake 4, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, Foretales, Driftland The Magic Revival, In Sound Mind, and Summertime Madness. All right. Along with, again, all kinds of in-game loot that there are games you could play, you can link your accounts to Amazon Prime account, Prime Gaming account, all that stuff. And you'll be able to get all that content. But I'll link this for you guys if you're interested, okay? There you go. Also, free games. Get your free games. It's a no-brainer. I say this a lot, broken record, but for anybody that hasn't heard me say this, whether you're here now or you might be watching this later, a huge obstacle for most people in gaming is price. And even if you're not a PC gamer right now, you might become one in the future. Epic Games gives away free games every single week. On a weekly basis, they give away free games. And quite often, they give away very, very notable games. At the very least, they give away really solid games. Last week was Bloons TD6 and Loop Hero. This week, it is Europa Universalis 4 and Keeping an Eye on You. These are free from now until August 17th, the morning of August 17th. And then once these go away, Black Book and Dodo Peak will be available for free. I'm telling you, at this point, this is a fairly new platform. Epic is. A couple years old. I didn't even get an Epic account right away or anything, and I am approaching 300 total games in my library. And I have paid for 2 or 3 of those, I think. The rest are free. I've gotten for free. This is just a no-brainer. Whether you're a PC gamer now or there's the potential for you to be in the future, an account on Epic Games is free. It costs you nothing but a few minutes of your time. And then all you have to do is each week take a couple minutes of your time again to just log into your account. Select these games, add them to your cart, and then check out. It doesn't cost anything at all monetary-wise. No monies, just a little bit of your time. And you get a lot of really good games, and they add up quick. You get a lot of them. And then during the holiday times, at the end of the year, they give away free games every single day for like a 2-week period, and a lot of really good ones too. So it just makes sense. Just go do it. Get your free content, free software. In the world of gaming nowadays, where everything is overpriced almost, everything costs too much, take advantage where you can. And this makes sense. Get your free content, okay? You can get on their website. They've got a website, or you can get their desktop application. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just go get it. Go do it. It's a no-brainer. THQ Nordic Showcase 2023, a wrap-up of upcoming games. THQ Nordic recently hosted their annual game reveal and update showcase, showcasing a wide range of upcoming titles for fans to look forward to. From Lovecraftian horror to snowy adventures in South Park. We looked at that yesterday. Here's a summary of what was covered in the 2023 stream. We've got Alone in the Dark was highlighted, featuring the incredible performance of David Harbour and Jodie Comer. Players will have the choice to experience the game through the unique qualities brought by each actor, with David portraying a grizzled private detective and Jodie on a mission to save her family. Fans can try out the prologue for free and pre-order the game for bonus in-game content. Another exciting announcement was South Park Snow Day, set to be released next year. It'll bring the world of South Park to life in a fully immersive 3D offering co-op adventure, chance to experience the magic of a snow day with up to 3 friends. Outcast, A New Beginning, introduces protagonist Cutter Slade, a true hero who aims to change the world and gather support from the Talon people. The game features interconnected quests, strategic moves, and stunning visuals, providing a fresh adventure for PlayStation players. Recreation offers a customizable racing experience where players can switch tracks, customize their vehicles, and create their own racing paradise. Developed by arcade racing veterans, the game promises endless possibilities for racing, stunts, and crashes. Action RPG series Titan Quest returns with Titan Quest 2, which we will watch next. So we'll get a look at that, okay? Fans of the Trine series can look forward to Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy. Classic 2.5D puzzle platformer allows players to team up with friends in local and online co-op to stop Lady Sunny and her clockwork army. The game introduces a new puzzle system that adapts to the size of the party, providing surprises even for longtime players. Finally, the highly anticipated Gothic 1 remake promises to take players on a nostalgic journey through the iconic old map of the Valley Mines. Captured entirely in engine, the game showcases the dedication of the team at Alchemia Interactive to faithfully recreate the beloved RPG. I wonder if there's like a... Let me see if we can find a video. Yeah, I don't want to watch everything. Oh, we've got this up too. The trailer for The Last Ronin. We've got that up. So we'll put that behind there too, because that's part of that. But they do have trailers for all these games. We've got the Titan Quest 2 one up. We've got TMNT up. We'll look at those. There's the Alone in the Dark, Last Train Home, Outcast, all this stuff. I'm not going to watch all these right now, but I will link this for you. So this article actually shows the Trine 5. I mean, it's got all of it in here. Recreation, all this stuff, okay? Here. I'll link this for you guys. Take a look. There's a lot of trailers in there for any of that you might be interested in. I've got some of them up. We're going to watch some of them right now, okay? So Titan Quest 2 has been announced after 17 years. This is going to be hype, dude. Hopefully they do a good job with it. In 2006, Titan Quest was originally released on PC to a positive reception, subsequently re-released over the years on almost every platform. Now, after 17-year-long wait, fans can finally rejoice as THQ Nordic has revealed Titan Quest 2, coming soon to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC. Let's take a look at this.
Of mortals, bound by fate's golden strands. Tell of their laughter, their struggles, their glory. Tell of warlike Sparta. Fate destined them for godlike greatness.
Oh, baby, look at that rando moat, dude. Bussers. Let's go.
Had other plans.
No. I love that emote though, from the rando emote one. Bussers, it's so good.
Their ambition angered the goddess.
Nice, Davey. That's a good one, dude. I like that one.
And winged retribution showed them no mercy. Staining their strands with darkness. But don't cut it short. Tell us the whole story.
tell us about hope?
So as much as you can buy into a cinematic, it's still going to be hype. Titan Quest is a, you know, it's an iconic kind of old hack and slash dungeon crawling RPG. ARPG, yeah. And so hopefully they do Titan Quest 2 justice. Hopefully it'll be good, you know. We'll see. It'll be running on Unreal Engine 5. That's good. Reportedly going to boast an expansive, handcrafted open-world environment that features both a day and night and weather cycle. Okay. Cool. Nice. The Last Ronin brings the Ninja Turtles to the world of blockbuster games. Yeah, this is going to be, hopefully they do this justice too, because this is, the premise around this game is very neat. This is going to be a mature take on Ninja Turtle. Even though there's only one left at this point in this story. The manga's out there. This is based off of text, a comic series, or the comic The Last Ronin about Ninja Turtles. Look into it. But I'm really excited about this. Turtles in a AAA game. Turtles in a AAA game, but it's not a dad game. Turtle Power. Throughout the decades, there have been plenty of video games based on or featuring TMNT. While each of them have their own fans, one thing they all share in common is that they exist pretty comfortably in a space for young kids and maybe a nostalgic fan. After all, when the whole property is meant for kids while also sometimes courting longtime fans, why wouldn't the game stay in that corner? If there's one thing the last several years have taught us, it's that the Ninja Turtles have a lot of creative range, and that should be taken advantage of more often. Hence, Black Forest Games' TMNT The Last Ronin, which was revealed during THQ Nordic's recent showcase. Based on a 2020 miniseries from original TMNT creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, the game stars Michelangelo as the sole survivor of his mutant family. Armed with the weapons of his brothers, Mikey makes his way through a post-apocalyptic New York to finally bring an end to the Foot Clan, who have controlled the city for years. Again, this is all based on a comic / manga that has been around for a while. And if you're interested in this story, like it just said, Mikey's the last turtle left. His brothers have perished. Splinter is dead as well. And Mikey is no longer the Mikey you knew, right? Or the Mikey we all knew. He is deeper, darker, filled with vengeance, and has taken on, apparently, I haven't read the text either, but from what I understand, he's taken on the roles that his brothers used to fill as well. He utilizes their weapons, he's learned their skill sets, and he is out for revenge. So this is seeming like a very, very cool take on the Turtles. It's supposed to be a mature take, and I am really excited for this. I hope they do good, man. I hope they do good with it. The Last Ronin's game adaptation is intended as a way for the Turtles to break into the AAA gaming leagues and was first revealed back in March over at Polygon. At the time, Paramount's senior VP for games, Doug Rosen, described the title as a third-person action RPG in the vein of Sony's recent God of War games. If that weren't AAA enough, it's also said to be aiming for an older audience, whether that means it'll be M-rated or A hard T for teen remains to be seen. The Last Ronin won't be out for another couple of years, assuming things go to plan. What is known is that it's expected to be fairly faithful to the source material, which itself is continuing later this year with a sequel comic. Nice, dude. Yeah. This is what's crazy. We know that this game isn't going to be coming for a number of years still, but the hype around it is blowing up already. It's really insane. It's like almost every single day we see more and more and more about this coming out. So I think as we get a year and a half down the road, there's going to be a ton of... The expectations for this are going to be high. Really high. So I hope they hit the mark, dude. I really do. Sequel comic link right here. This will also probably help you get to where you can find some stuff about the original comic and manga behind the Last Ronin, which has been the catalyst for this coming into the video game realm for us, okay? Linked right there in chat. Nintendo Switch sale gives you horror games for $1. What are we looking at here? Soma! Oh, no. It's the Amnesia Collection. For $3, you get Amnesia: The Dark Descent, A Machine for Pigs, and Justine. Here you go.
Peggy 16.
We might play some of the Amnesia stuff this Scaretober, actually. This trailer, dude. That's pretty funny. All right. Nice. All right. So, in addition to $3 total for this collection, you'll need to clear out 5.3 gigs of space to download the collection of games, all of which support all 3 modes of play. Also support the following language options: English, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. All right. I'll link this. This will have the links to get the games and everything for you as well. There you go. Nintendo Insider teases major new Mario game for the Switch 2, which is coming. That shouldn't be a surprise. We've known a new Switch has been needed for years, honestly. I mean, Nintendo's been able to get by. It's still, the original Switch has still been very lucrative for them, but in the terms of game quality and what that hardware can do, the Switch is severely dated. It's pushing 8 years old at this point. Beginning of next year, it'll be 8 years old. The hardware is pushing 9 years old, and it's mobile hardware. It's severely dated. It's been a great console, a absolutely defining console for the gaming industry. But it doesn't change the fact that it's old. And Nintendo is finally coming with another console. We already know that third-party developers have their hands on this hardware. They're developing games for it, things like that. So we don't have any official information yet on what the Switch 2 or Nintendo's next console. Everybody's calling it the Switch 2. We don't know officially what they're going to call it yet, what the hardware is, what it looks like, anything. But we know it's out there. So apparently this new Mario game that's going to be coming along with the new hardware is being made on Unreal Engine 4. It's part of a larger collaboration between Nintendo and Unreal Engine makers. Epic Games. According to this insider, the collaboration will see more Nintendo games made on Unreal Engine. Quote, a little birdie has told me a brand new major Mario title is in the works for Nintendo's next system and will be using UE4. Here's hoping one of the first games we see running on this. It's one of the first games we'll see running on this thing. All this info is coming from Zippo, a source that has proven reliable and reputable in the past. However, they've also been off the mark in the past as well. Most insiders that have any kind of track record as being credible have missed a time or two as well, though, right? I mean, yeah. That's about all there is on this front. I don't. Is it going to be a surprise to anybody that with new Nintendo hardware comes a new Mario game? No. Just like it won't be surprising to anybody that with new Nintendo hardware, you'll have to rebuy all the games that you had on the Switch as well. More than likely. That's what Nintendo does. You know what I mean? They're pretty predictable. They don't decrease their prices ever. They make you pay for the same thing with each next generation of console. They're always going to release a Mario game with their consoles. There are just an amount of things you can always bet on with Nintendo, you know what I mean? If you want this article, I'll give it to you. Steam Deal makes 8 games just $1.25 each? What are we talking about here? It's a fanatical deal? Fanatical being a website, which is a legitimate website. They have sales all the time, bundles, things of that nature, and it's always Steam keys. The whole point of this on-the-go bundle is that all of the 16 games listed are Steam Deck verified, meaning they'll work no questions asked on the Steam Deck if you own one, and that's where you're going to play these. The games that are part of this sale, we might have talked about Sword of the Necromancer, City of Beats, Gunlocked, Metal Unit, Dark Side Detective: A Fumble in the Dark, Lamentum, Metro 2033 Redux, Grand Mountain Adventure Wonderlands, The Dark Side Detective, Eldest Souls, Redout Enhanced Edition plus DLC Pack, Metro Last Light Redux, Dead Island Riptide Definitive Edition, Dishonored, 8 Doors Aram's Afterlife Adventure, Cave Blazers, and all of this costs a total of, it's not saying it. Oh. Pick out 8 of these different games for a total of $10 US. Right. We've covered this, I think, previously, but it looks like they're still doing this on Fanatical. And again, it is a legitimate website. They're good stuff. You purchase there, they basically just give you your Steam keys. You go to Steam, you put them in there, or you can link your account too, and it'll automatically put them in for you, I'm pretty sure. But they do good sales all the time for PC gaming on Steam keys, getting you Steam keys and everything. So if you're interested, there you go. This is the last article I have for the morning, guys, and then we will move on and play some more Fallout New Vegas. We got a banging new gun. We're gonna go roll around, pew pew, go shoot some stuff. You know what I mean? Get some more questing done. Have some fun. It'll be a good day. So, if anybody has anything else to add, anything else pertinent, important, viable for us to address and talk about for the video gaming news segment, let me know in chat and I'll address it before we move on, before we end our video gaming news segment here and we move on and start playing games for the rest of the day, okay? Here we go. 5 Assassin's Creed games available for free for a limited time. For a limited time, Assassin's Creed fans have the opportunity to revisit some of their favorite games from the franchise. So, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC are offering a massive deal on 5 Assassin's Creed titles, which are available to play for free. This collection is the latest installment. Included in the collection is the latest installment, AC Valhalla. The list of free games available this weekend includes Valhalla, Black Flag, Brotherhood, Revelations, and AC2. Each game offers a unique experience and takes players to different locations and time periods. In addition to the free games, Ubisoft is also offering up to 75% off on the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. It's a rare opportunity for fans to grab their favorite titles at a discounted price. The sale runs from August 10th to the 14th, so you've got 1 day left, so fans have a limited time to take advantage of these offers. I'm guessing that this free weekend is not free for you to own. They didn't do a great job of telling you where exactly you can get these at. I mean, let me check real quick on Steam, see if they actually show up on here. It's probably off Ubisoft's platform, but you can't play it for free on Steam, it doesn't look like. THQ Nordic's having a sale on Steam right now, by the way. As well as a QuakeCon sale also. So there's lots of sell stuff on Steam right now. That's great. But I'm not seeing... Yo, anybody want Fallout 76? Keck. Sorry. So it's probably off Ubisoft's own platform that you can probably get to play the games for free, as well as on Xbox and PlayStation. So I'll link this for you, but they didn't do a great job here. Whoever wrote this, Deborah Taylor, you need to be a little bit better about telling people exactly where they can access these free content at. All right, but there you go, guys. All right, there it is. Maybe that'll help lead you in the right direction. That's the jam, baby. That's the news for today. That's the news. Happy flipping Sunday, dude. I hope you guys have had a great weekend so far. I absolutely have. Being able to hang out with you amazing peoples and do the news and play games as always. Probably won't be a super long stream day today. Gonna be doing some stuff with the family a little bit later on, but we'll get a good chunk of gameplay in, man. After we finish the news segment here, it'll be good. So, if anybody has been able to hang out with us right now, or might be viewing this later as a VOD, we always start off all of our streams with video gaming news. We are live 6 days a week. Every day but Wednesday right now. At some point in the future, we might get back to 7 days a week, but I'm taking a day each week right now to focus on getting some more content done for the community, man. So we go live 6 days a week. Every day but Wednesday, 6 a.m. CST. That's 4 a.m. Pacific or 7 a.m. Eastern Time. We always kick it off with video gaming news to begin with, and then we jump into whatever gaming content we have planned for the rest of the day. All of that content is out there on our channels. The Twitch channel here, and the VODs are playlists. The YouTube channel that has playlists of the previous video gaming news segments, playthroughs we've done, funny, crazy, wild clips and highlights, stuff like that. So go check that stuff out. If you guys are enjoying it, then come hang out with myself, the rest of the amazing individuals that make up our community here whenever we go live. And we're always looking for more cool people to come be a part of what we do and enjoy the world of video games, man. So other than that, happy Sunday. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for August 14th's edition of Video Gaming News. All right?